My name is Sanaa Syed. My student number is 222-11233. This is my TSS 102, Part C of my individual portfolio. In this video, I'll be conducting a Social Sciences Grade 6 Geography lesson on the topic of climate and vegetation around the world. Good day, learners. Today we will be doing our geography lesson on climate and vegetation around the world. We will be focusing on different climates, vegetation, temperatures, and precipitation, weather and climate, and how different climates affect vegetation and rainfall. So some of you may know and understand some of these concepts that we will be addressing today, such as temperature, climate zones, tropics, and precipitation. You'll all know that we have different seasons, such as summer, winter, autumn, and spring. The greenhouse effect and global warming is directly linked to the changes in the climatic region over the past few years. Just like in our previous lessons, we learnt about the characteristics of biomes such as deserts, forests, grasslands, and tundras. Today we'll be learning the characteristics of the different climatic regions. This is the importance of climate in determining the types of vegetation found in the different regions. Climate is a key factor in determining the types of vegetation found in various regions. Temperature, precipitation, and seasonal variations impact the distribution of plants. Soil moisture and composition are influenced by climate affecting vegetation. Elevation leads to different vegetation zones on the mountains. Climate change and human activities can alter these patterns, with significant consequences for ecosystems and biodiversity. In essence, climate is a primary driver of vegetation distribution, crucial for ecological management and understanding climate change effects on ecosystems. I will now be showing you a YouTube video. Please pay attention and watch carefully. Latitude and its effects on climate, climate change, and weather patterns. Generally, as you move closer to the equator, the lower latitudes, temperatures tend to be warmer, while regions closer to the poles, higher latitudes are. Latitude and its effects on climate, climate change, and weather patterns. Generally, as you move closer to the equator, the lower latitudes, temperature tends to be warmer, while regions closer to the poles, the higher latitudes, are colder. This is due to the angle at which the sunlight strikes the Earth's surface. Near the equator, sunlight is more direct, leading to higher temperatures. Different latitudes are associated with specific climate zones, such as the tropics, which are located near the equator, the temperate zones, which is the mid-latitudes, and the polar regions, which are near the poles. These zones have characteristic weather patterns and are influenced by latitude. The likelihood of certain extreme weather events, such as hurricanes and tropical cyclones, is often tied to latitude. These storms tend to form in tropical and subtropical regions, where warm sea surface temperatures prevail. How does temperature and precipitation changes? Or cut it? How are temperature and precipitation changes used to divide climate into various zones? Temperature and precipitation changes are key factors used to divide the Earth's climate into various zones. The tropical climates, these are zones that are characterized by high and relatively constant temperatures throughout the year. They are typically found near the equator and have no distinct cold season. The temperate climates, the temperate zones have distinct seasonal temperature variations with warm to hot summers and cool to cold winters. These areas are usually located in the mid-latitudes. The polar climates. Polar regions experience cold temperatures year-round, with no real warm season. These areas are located near the Earth's poles and are subdivided into tundra and ice-capped climates. The arid climates. These zones are characterized by low precipitation, resulting in desert and semi-arid regions. They can be found at various latitudes. Humid climates. These are areas that receive more substantial precipitation and are typically divided into dry and wet seasons. The Köppen classification includes wet and dry tropical and monsoon, among others. Temperature and precipitation changes are used to divide the climate into various zones by considering the annual temperature variations and the amount of precipitation an area receives. There are five main climate zones that we will be learning about today, and these are namely the tropical climate, the arid climate, the temperate climate, the polar climate, and the equatorial climate. First, we will be discussing tropical climates. Here are some characteristics. Tropical climates are characterized by high temperatures throughout the year and abundant rainfall. These regions, often found near the equator, experience minimal temperature variations between seasons. Tropical climates are further classified into tropical rainforests with high and consistent rainfall and tropical savanna with distinct wet and dry seasons. The arid climates are extremely dry with low precipitation levels, leading to deserts and semi-arid regions. They often experience high temperatures and have minimal vegetation due to water scarcity. Arid climates are divided into desert with very little rainfall and steppe with slightly more precipitation, allowing some grass and shrub vegetation. Temperate climates have distinct seasons with warm to hot summers and cool to cold winters. Precipitation levels vary, supporting a range of vegetation. These climates are common in the mid-latitude regions, and temperate climates include humid subtropical with ample rainfall, Mediterranean with dry summers and wet winters, and humid continental with warm summers and cold winters. The polar climate. Some of the characteristics of the polar climate are that they are cold year-round with very low temperatures. These regions found near the Earth's poles experience extremely short summers and long, harsh winters. Precipitation is limited, often falling as snow, and polar climates are divided into tundra with treeless landscapes and ice caps with permanent ice and snow cover. The equatorial climate, some characteristics are that the equatorial climates are found near the equator and are characterized by high temperatures, high humidity, and abundant rainfall throughout the year. These regions support lush, diverse rainforests. The main subtype is equatorial rainforest with constant rainfall and warm temperatures, fostering rich biodiversity. How does temperature affect germination, growth, photosynthesis, flowering, and fruit set and frost damage? Germination and growth. Temperature affects the germination of seeds and the rate of plant growth. Most plants have specific temperature ranges for optimal growth. Too cold or too hot temperatures can inhibit germination and growth. Photosynthesis. Temperature influences photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert light energy into chemical energy. Warmer temperatures generally increase photosynthesis rate, while extreme heat can disrupt the process. Flowering and fruit set. Temperature also plays a role in flowering and fruit development. Many plants require specific temperature range to initiate flowering. Extreme temperatures during flowering can lead to poor fruit set. Frost damage. Low temperatures, especially frost, can damage or kill plants. Frost can disrupt cell membranes and lead to tissue damage, affecting the plant's health and productivity. How does precipitation affect water availability, diseases and pests, soil moisture, and ecosystem composition? Water availability. Adequate and well-distributed precipitation is essential for plant growth. It provides plants with the necessary water for nutrient uptake and photosynthesis. Drought conditions can stress plants and inhibit growth. Diseases and pests. Precipitation levels can impact the prevalence of diseases and pests. Excessive moisture can create favorable conditions for fungal diseases, while drought stress can make plants more susceptible to pests. Soil moisture. Precipitation replenishes soil moisture levels. Adequate soil moisture is crucial for root development and nutrient